Parents, would you like for police to track your real-time location without a warrant? That's exactly what a new bill in North Carolina legislature would do.
It would give law enforcement access to data it's never been able to access before, and some say it's all to aid in life or death situations. Fox 46 chief political correspondent Emma Withrow is live for us tonight at CMPD with all of the details. Emma.
Right, guys, this bill's premise is all about life or death situations, and it all started back in 2007 with an 18-year-old girl named Kelsey Smith.
She went to a Target store in Overland Park, Kansas, and was kidnapped in the parking lot of that store, taken out into the woods in an adjoining state, Missouri, where she was sexually assaulted and then strangled to death, and her body was left out in the woods for 4 days, and we had no idea where she was.
Kelsey Smith's dad, Greg, said he could have known where she was if it weren't for her cell phone carrier making her parents fight to access her location.
Once law enforcement finally got that location information, they located Kelsey's body in 45 minutes. Imagine what would have happened if they could have got that information right away.
Smith says though they couldn't save Kelsey, he wants this bill passed to help save others.
Due to whatever the circumstances, whether it be self-inflicted from a suicide attempt, whether it be a kidnapping, whether it be somebody that was out hiking and went missing, or someone that repeatedly calls home but doesn't say anything, and the family's like, hey, something's going on. Only law enforcement can make the request. Only law enforcement can get this information, and all they get is the location. Just where is the device?
A spokesperson for North Carolina's ACLU said she supports the bill's goal, but does have some concerns.
We would really strongly encourage an addition of a required after-the-fact review by a court as to whether there was probable cause to support that an emergency situation existed when the cell phone data was requested. And that's really just to provide some checks and balances in the system.
If House Bill 213 passes, North Carolina would be the 28th state to pass the Kelsey Smith Act.
My wife said, well, you know what, it either takes lawsuits or legislation to get things to change, and we chose the legislation route.
And it's also important to note that this bill doesn't give police any other access to any other data on the phone that they're tracking, not photos, not texts, not call numbers on the phone, just strictly the phone's location. Ryan and Lindsay?
Emma, there are so many concerns about privacy these days. We hear Big Brother's always watching. How would the public be sure that police wouldn't use this type of legislation to their advantage when working on cases?
Right, Lindsay, that was the first thing that popped up into my head this morning when I read about the bill. And I asked Kelsey's dad, Greg, that same question. And he said that this bill would make it illegal for the police to use this tracking as anything other than emergency situations. And he also noted that if you're really that concerned about privacy, you should throw out these devices in general because, big business, big tech, they're tracking your information daily, no matter what. So this would just allow police to use it for good rather than bad.
Another tool to fight crime. Emma, thanks.